Hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook here, or maybe you're catching it on YouTube or our podcast. This is Sonica, the illustrious Sonica. My name is Christian. We're the founders of LoveWorks. Welcome to our little Saturday broadcast. I apologize if I look totally flustered and messed up because I was just working outside and I'm really hot being in here.
I know, and he's fragrant too.
That's a good part about social distancing. You don't even need to deal with that.
Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to talk with you all about is we've been experiencing this ourselves in our extended little circle here of people just having different responses to this whole coronavirus, situation. Some people are wanting to, I was just coaching somebody 2 days ago where he doesn't want his wife going out for walks. He gets totally freaked out every time she steps outside their apartment building. And, people fighting over how much we should be sterilizing stuff that comes into the house, or just people having different both expectations for what it means to take care of coronavirus, as well as just different responses to stress in general.
Yeah, I know. Sonic and I mirrored what I'm about to share with you, and I was coaching a couple doing some great work yesterday around this. And, for me, so one of my responses that get activated in the face of a crisis like this is just looking, it's kind of like I call it like the protector, provider, warrior response. Just rally to actions. Like if you see a car crash and you're just going for it to fix it or to help. I feel that very strongly activated in me. And I know Sonica, well, I guess you can say, what would you say is your primary response?
My primary response is just sort of to back off and just trust, and it's like I don't really feed it too much energy, any of it. I kind of trust that it's all going to work out in the end, and I don't really need to do anything in particular. So I kind of have that response.
And I want to say, it'd be cool if you're watching, think to yourself, or put it in the comments here if you're watching this on Facebook, like what's your immediate response? Are you like getting proactive and looking for what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Or do you more have a sit back and wait and think it's going to be fine? What's your primary response or your first response?
And some people, I just want to offer some other ideas here. Like some people go into denial, like they just don't want to deal with it altogether, kind of like an ostrich putting their head in the sand. And other people just want to distract themselves with, whether it's consuming news or disappearing into books or TV shows or...
Right. But what's really illustrative, so the couple I was working with yesterday, they were doing really well. And sometimes they noticed they got into arguments and get triggered with each other because it feels like if I, it's kind of like with our differences in response, if you don't do the same thing I do, it's easy for me to make up in my mind that you're ignoring the problem because you're just trusting it's going to be fine, and you have more of a wait and see, it's going to be fine, we'll take some precautions kind of response. And I just want to go do something about it right now. It's easy for me to make up that, oh man, you're not even taking this seriously. You're implicitly telling me my response is wrong. And it's easy for you to think the same thing.
Well, the other thing, too, that we sometimes talk about this in our conflict workshop as well, is that, sometimes the male brain and the female brain have different responses to stress as well. So sometimes the masculine wants to kind of disappear and take space and rejuvenate and recenter, and where more female brains or women often want to talk, like that's our way of helping ourselves feel better, is wanting to talk and reconnect. So there's some people really are very proactive, some people are more kind of backed off, wait and see, some people are more reactive or responsive, some people are more generative. There's so many different ways to kind of look at all of this, and certainly some people are feeling, kind of more afraid and are moving more from fear.
And it's impossible to it's important to realize that, Sonica's response to it, let's just say, you have a trusting wait and see response, just we'll call it for short. And I have like the protector, warrior, let's go and do something response. both of those responses are, that's Sonika's response is her way to decrease her stress and feel safe and minimize fear. And my response is for the exact same thing. So we are totally united and on the same page about what we're trying to accomplish. It's just that we go about it from totally different angles.
And once we can see that we're on the same page from that same positive intent that we have to take care, it's a way to connect. It's a way to find overlap, and it reduces any stress or tension that might be in the space when we focus on our differences. It really is a way of kind of moving from focusing on our differences to focusing on similarities.
Yeah, and even with the differences, those I was saying that to the couple I was working with yesterday. I'm like, how great is that you have two people, like one who's trusting and calm and really, just calming the situation down, and one who is really good at taking care of, the pro-action and the future-oriented strategies and coming up with second solutions and third options and plan Bs. I mean, in my mind, that's kind of the best case scenario, that we have all of those here between us. So one of the things I recommend that they do, and they did it with me, and I'll recommend that to you, especially if you're with someone right now, and if you're not, you can do it next time you connect with someone on Skype or FaceTime or whatever, is you connect with your partner and you just make eye contact and slow yourself down, and you think to yourself or say out loud, we're on the same page.
We want the same thing.
We want the same thing. Yeah. You want to feel less fear. I want less fear. You want us to get through unscathed. I want us to get through unscathed. We're going to figure out how to do that.
And I really appreciate your way.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me calm down and not jump into irrational action. So,
and I appreciate you supporting me and not taking any action and taking some action.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for saying that. So, leverage each other's differences and validate that your way is good, my way is good.
And both are important.
Yep. As a matter of fact, we're better off because we have more than one way to deal with a crisis. There are more ways than one to deal with a crisis, and I think the more of them will make us stronger.
So a really great conversation I think I would offer for all of you to have here is one, just to explore, well, what is my way? And what is the positive intent that's underneath that I'm really trying to take care of here? And to be able to, especially those of you who are in partnership with other people where there might be some friction, is to kind of drop down to really what is that positive intent, and being able to even speak that piece here, like we're on the same page, we both want the same thing, and dropping down. And you'll find once you do that, it definitely allows you to accept more of the differences and to feel more aligned.
Yeah.
In partnership.
Have a good time trying that out. We recommend you keep doing that all the time. And until we meet again, we'll show up again tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Facebook here, Pacific time. Until then, take really good care of yourself and each other.
Bye, everybody.